Hey there, I'm Angella Sharpe, and welcome to the Daily Mix. All right, 4 wins in 4 days. That's what the Billikens needed to get themselves a bid to the big dance, and they did just that. Yesterday was the A10 title game, and if you were like me, you were watching at a local bar or pub, or maybe just at your home with friends, and you were really nervous. But the Billikens came back from behind to win. They were ranked 6th, meaning they broke a lot of brackets, and we're getting congratulations from a lot of people around town. It's pretty exciting to see SLU going to the NCAA tournament, so good luck to them as they continue on. Now, Easter may still be a month away, but candy eggs and chocolate bunnies are already filling the shelves, and IKEA is no exception. Yeah, IKEA. This adorable chocolate bunny is available now at the Swedish furniture store, but of course, in true IKEA fashion, you're gonna have to assemble it. That's right, the sweet treat comes in a flat pack with 3 easy to assemble pieces, and the best part, no tools are required. I actually kind of love this for multiple reasons. One, I probably wouldn't even assemble it. I'd probably just eat the feet first, because that's what I do with chocolate bunnies. But I think it's kind of fun that IKEA's kind of gotten the set of things, and they know that we all buy their furniture because we get to assemble it ourselves, and sometimes that's a huge fail. But the bunny, huge win. Definitely like that. Now, how would you like to get paid to travel? Bus About, a bus adventure company, is looking for 6 travelers who love adventure, are up for anything, and of course want to share their experiences with the world. They'll get to spend 152 days traveling across 3 continents, all expenses paid, plus an extra $260 a week. Now, of course, there's a catch. Votes from Bus About's Instagram followers will decide what the travelers do, which could be anything from skydiving to rafting down rapids in the Swiss Alps to eating deep-fried insects in Bangkok. And if you think you're up for the challenge and you have what it takes, you need to apply by April 8th. You go to busabout.com/great-travel-experiment. I think that'd be kind of cool. I almost want to do it, but I actually don't want to skydive. Now, coming up later in the show, I've got some awesome guests. Now, you guys know that I love music. In fact, you can go to STL TV's YouTube page and check out my interview with Garth Brooks. But we have people telling us all about the St. Louis music scene. Steve and Amanda are here, so definitely stick around for that. And let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Okay, do you guys need to do some spring cleaning? Maybe revamp your wardrobe at the same time? The Hideaway STL restaurant may just have the event you are looking for. They just made a thrifting, selling, and trading your old clothes easier than ever. The Hideaway is hosting an Eat, Sip, and Swap event. Not only will you be able to get rid of your purchased clothes, you can also purchase clothes. There will also be a brunch with potluck-style food, mimosas, and of course, a Bloody Mary bar. Now, even if you don't see any clothes you want, your donations will be given to a local women's shelter. It's a great way to spend your Sunday afternoon. Eat, Sip, Swap is happening this Sunday, March 24th at the Hideaway restaurant, starting at 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit Hideaway's Facebook page at Hideaway STL. All right, now get this. 8 students from Kirkwood and Clayton High Schools were winner in C-SPAN's National 2019 Student Cam competition. This is the 15th year C-SPAN has invited middle and high school students to produce short documentaries about a national topic. This year, students answered the question, what does it mean to be American? Nearly 3,000 videos were received from across the U.S., and those just 150 were selected as winners. And they received prize money totaling over $100,000. So a big congratulations to our local winners. You can see all the winning videos at studentcam.org. Now, Michael Bublé is making a stop here in St. Louis this weekend. The Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and record producer is currently on his world tour with over 100 concert dates. 100 concert dates, that's a lot. He will be singing all the crowd favorites, such as Feeling Good, Haven't Met You Yet, and Love You Anymore. So I'm calling all Michael Bublé fans. This show is one you don't want to miss. The Michael Bublé concert is this Friday, March 22nd at the Enterprise Center, starting at 8, and tickets are selling fast. You can get yours at Ticketmaster.com. Now I have to tell you, not a huge Michael Bublé fan, but he's got that Super Bowl commercial that's now running where he's like changing the soda bottle into, I think it's a water bottle, into his name, and that's pretty funny, so now I like him. Now, next week in Downtown Urgent Care is celebrating its 10th anniversary by hosting a free wellness week. They'll be giving out health-related goodie bags as well as providing free health screenings and healthy lifestyle activities like blood pressure checks, chiropractic chair massages, lunchtime yoga, and morning meditations at their Olive Street location. Bailey's Range will be adding to the celebration by donating a part of their proceeds on Tuesday to St. Louis General Hospital, a charity that brings health care to residents with limited access. There's going to be a Game of Thrones trivia night, which also will benefit the organization while bringing Wellness Week to a close. Wellness Week is open to everyone, no matter where they live, and will take place next Tuesday, March 26th through Friday the 29th. You can learn more about the events and at Downtown Urgent Care at dhwstl.com. Do you love to listen to the night songs of the toads and the frogs during the spring and summer? If you're not sure what I'm talking about, take a look at this video from the St. Louis Zoo. Those are just a few of the common frog and toad species around the area, and Frog Watch USA is looking for volunteer citizen scientists to help monitor these amazing amphibians. Don't worry, you don't have to be an expert and you don't really have to see or touch them. All you have to do is attend a short training session and then spend just 6 minutes a week monitoring a site that you choose during their breeding season. The information you help gather can help stop amphibian decline. If you think you would make a good frog watcher, you can find out more information and register for one of the classes at stlzoo.org/frogwatch. Now, do you want to relive hip-hop music from the 90s and the 2000s? Well, you're in luck. The Legends of Hip Hop Tour is coming to STL this weekend. Hip-hop artists including Juvenile, Too Short, DJ Quick, 8Ball, and MJG and Bun B. They're bringing back the house party vibes with this lineup. Get ready to dance and scream your favorite lyrics. The Legends of Hip Hop concert is going down this Saturday, March 23rd at 8 p.m. at the Chaifetz Arena. And you can purchase your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Continually is accepting applications for the Diversity in Media program. This is a nonprofit actively working to expand diversity in media production. Now in its third year, the diversity program helps underrepresented filmmakers make successful in the media industry. The 36-week program will be taught by industry professionals one evening a week and begins in August. Of course, they're accepting applications now through April 30th, and you can learn more online at continuitystl.com. All right, you guys, Aladin will be the latest Disney classic to be remade as a live-action film when it hits theaters in May, and a new trailer was released during the Grammys that finally revealed that Will Smith is the genie, and of course the internet had a field day with that. Apparently Smith as a giant blue genie doesn't really go well for everyone. Nobody likes everything anymore. Now, we'll let you form your own opinion. Here's a look at what we're talking about.
Bring me the lamp. Your life begins now. Aladin.
You really don't know who I am. Genie, wishes, lamb, none of that ringing a bell.
Okay, I don't know what to think about it. What do you think about it? You know, to be honest with you, I don't remember the genie having that big of a role in Aladdin the first time it came out, but I'm guessing now that Will Smith is the genie, he's gonna have a lot more words and a lot bigger role. We'll have to check it out. Disney remains confident that the audiences will, of course, fall in love with the genie when the film comes out this summer. You can decide for yourself. It hits theaters on May 24th. In honor of the United Nations World Water Day, the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station is asking St. Louisans to wear blue on March 22nd to support sustainable water programs around the world. The aquarium is also asking people to consider giving up plastic straws, which is a major source of trash in our world's water. To make that challenge a little bit easier, between now and Friday, they'll be giving away reusable monogrammed metal straws to winners on their Facebook and Instagram pages. To participate, visit Aquarium SCL at Facebook, and you can learn more about World Water Day, which is this Friday, March 22nd, at worldwaterday.org. You know, I split my time between here and Florida, and in Florida, they don't even let you have plastic straws. If you ask for a straw, it comes paper, and I have to tell you, a paper straw, what does paper do? It gets wet and soggy, so those metal ones are really cool. Now, Chelsea Clinton is bringing her new book, Don't Let Them Disappear, to the St. Louis Zoo this April. The book introduces children to the 12 endangered species, including rhinos and tigers and whales and pandas, and talks about what it makes them special and what we can do to help save them. During the event, she will do a book reading, answer questions, and sign copies of Don't Let Them Disappear. Clinton will be at the St. Louis Zoo on Friday, April 5th at 5:30. For tickets and more information, visit stlzoo.org. Now, last year, St. Louis beat out 19 other cities, earning the national title of Best Beer Scene in USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice poll. And now it's time to defend our spot. Voting is underway now for the 2019 Best Beer Scene, and St. Louis is currently holding the #1 spot, but we need to keep voting to make sure it stays that way. You can vote once a day now through next Monday, March 25th at 10best.com. You guys, I love this. All right, in honor of its 90th season, the iconic Ted Drewes frozen custard has unveiled its new flavor for 2019. It's called the St. Louis Classic. They teased their Facebook followers last week, giving away only the name, and hundreds of guesses came in, covering anything from gooey butter cake to toasted ravioli, oh, that would be gross, and Provel cheese. Now, some of them were right. The St. Louis Classic features gooey butter cake, my favorite, topped with vanilla custard, tart cherries, I'm not a fan of the cherries, and dad cookies. Of course, you can keep up with all of the creation that Ted Drewes has to offer at Facebook and teddrewes.com. I'm definitely going to check that out. I love gooey butter cake, and of course, Ted Drewes. It's my favorite part of the show when we get to have guests come on. I have Steve Pick and Amanda Doyle with the St. Louis here, the authors of the St. Louis Sound Project. That's the book right there. First of all, I have to back up. What got you guys interested in basically music and relishing all the St. Louis sound that we have?
I'm gonna let you take that one.
Well, I mean, we're both music fans, but I've been a music critic for 40 years. Wrote for the Post-Dispatch for a long time, wrote for the Riverfront Times. I'm a DJ on KDHX. I work in record stores for 35 years. Used to play in bands. So I know a little bit about music. And Reedy Press, our publishers, asked Amanda to put together a book on St. Louis music history, and she turned to me as somebody who could help with that, and we became quite the team.
Well, I love that. Well, the last time of Pick, I guess you kind of had to love music. I mean, that really fits.
It's a guitar pick.
That's right. It really fits. So what can someone find in this book that maybe they didn't know about?
Well, you'll find I think a lot of people know a little bit about St. Louis music, even if they're not that interested in music. You know that Chuck Berry's from here, you know, maybe Ike and Tina Turner, Nelly, those people. So you'll find all that because that's kind of our calling card to the world scene. But you also find a lot of bands that had rabid fan bases here that maybe never got any bigger than the Midwest. And we include current people playing right now today. So if there's someone you really love who you've been going out to see, we hope that you'll find some of those folks in this book too.
I love that. Okay, now, so in this book, you cover all genres of music.
Correct.
All right, so let's just speak a little bit about some of the music we cover.
Oh gosh, well, some of the more obscure, I'll let you take the the big stuff, but we start with the settlers to this area. So we start with the people at Cahokia Mounds, the Mississippian people,
wow.
and the French fur traders who were settlers here, because that's where our kind of culture of music comes from. And then we do touch on classical, we touch on opera, we touch on some of the folk and gospel that's come through here. And then the big stuff too.
And jazz and blues and soul and country, although there's not a lot of country that's come from here, surprisingly. And rock and roll and all of it, hip hop, it's all come through St. Louis. And there are people who may have lived here for 5 years in the path of their career, but they made an impact while they were here, and then they went on to bigger and better things. Or vice versa, there's someone like Richard Groove Holmes, who was a huge star in jazz, and then he moved here to retire.
You hear that a lot about people, especially in the sports world. In fact, they come through St. Louis and then they come back to retire here. So did you find a lot of people doing that in the music scene?
Not a lot, but there's a few. Richard Groove Holmes is the one that popped into my head just at that moment.
Well, and there are plenty of people who they're great musicians. They could play anywhere, but they choose to be here. I think like a lot of the athletes, because it's such a comfortable place to live and life is relatively easy here in terms of, we have big city things, but it's not a difficult place to get around and to live. So we do find a lot of musicians who just made their whole career here just because they wanted to be here. So, and they can make music and make a living here, and it's great for fans of music.
Well, I love that. And you guys have a couple of shows going to coincide with the book coming up.
Yep.
We have a festival.
It's a festival. All right, well, tell me a little bit about the festival.
It's going to be five shows on 5 nights over the course of 7 days in 5 different venues. So we'll have a jazz show at the Grandel Theater on Saturday, March 23rd, a rock show at the Duck Room on Tuesday, March 26th, right? Then on March 28th, Thursday, at BB's Jazz, Blues, and Soups, we have blues. On Friday, March 27th, we have 28th.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Well, the
Next
dates,
Friday is.
whatever the dates
That's
are.
hip hop.
Yeah.
That's the hip hop show at the Ready Room. And then finally on March 29th, which is Saturday, we have Americana show at off Broadway. And there'll be 3 bands at least on each of these nights, representing the finest talent in St. Louis right now.
Well, what I really like about that is not only do you get to see different genres of music if you go to all the shows, but you also get to check out different venues in the St. Louis area, which maybe you, like if you're somebody like me who really focuses on country, then maybe you've only been to 1 or 2 venues.
Right.
This way you get to experience a couple of the other venues around town.
Well,
Or
and
you can
that's
pick and choose.
right, and that's something we covered in the book too. It's not just bands and musicians; it's a lot of these venues that have meant a lot to people over the years, like Cicero's and Mississippi Nights, and record stores and radio stations, because it's all part of being a fan of music in St. Louis. So we do hope to expose people to some things beyond just the couple bands that they may be really into.
That they're already familiar with.
Yeah, right.
So we kind of went over those dates and times, but where can somebody find out maybe a list of all the information and ticket prices and that kind of stuff?
STLsoundproject.com. It has all the information about the show and the book. You can buy tickets through there, or Ticketmaster.com, and or buy the book through there too.
Yep.
Well, I love that. Now, if I'm going, I can just kind of pick and choose too. I don't have to go to all 5 of the nights.
You only have to go to all 5 if you're the 2 of us.
Oh, right. Okay.
You only get to go. I should say
That's
that.
how you should say it.
But
yes.
you can get a pass for all the nights, and even if you think you'll go to 3 or 4 of them, it's probably worth it just to get that. It's a little bit of a discount. But yeah, you can definitely pick 1 or 2 of your favorites, or 1 or 2 that are off the wall of your interest, and really just put yourself out there.
Yeah, just trying to kind of mix it up. Now, you guys are kind of the experts on music. So what do you really want somebody to maybe take away from the book and or the festival?
Well, I think what you're going to take away from the book and the festival, I think, is that no matter how much you think you know, there's more to know.
Yeah.
And you're going to find something that is intriguing because it relates in some way to something that you already might like. And we're really kind of excited about evangelizing in that way, to tell people about the great music that is here in St. Louis now and that has been here in St. Louis over all these years.
Yeah, and St. Louis really does have that rich music history. I mean, everybody I think knows about the blues just
Right.
based on the NHL team being called the blues. But there's some other kinds of genres of music that have really taken hold. But why do you think country hasn't made its way there? That's my favorite.
Is it you? Wait a minute.
It might be me. they're running from
It's
me.
huge. It's huge as far as popularity here,
Right.
but there haven't been that many country artists from St. Louis. There's a lot from Missouri. Porter Wagner comes to mind.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
but-
David Nail.
Yeah, but from St. Louis itself, one of the biggest ones, which we missed in the book, was Nick Nixon, and he didn't even have any hits. He tried, and he almost made it.
Kept at it,
We do have the Kendalls, which was a great country group in the 70s and 80s. They're from here.
I love that. Well, when you guys were doing research for the book, is there something that you found that you were even surprised by, even though you're kind of the music buff?
Well, the one that surprised me, and you guys will probably not relate to this, but Frankie Trumbauer's from here. I didn't know Frankie Trumbauer's from here. He's a jazz trombone player who played with Bix Beiderbecke in the 1920s, and he actually started playing with Bix Beiderbecke right here in St. Louis.
Oh, well, that's awesome. See, so you can find out everything you need to know right here in Amanda and Steve's book. So one more time, where can they find it? Where can they find out about the festival? All that ticket. Tell them one more time so they can find
All
it.
right. The book is available in stores all over St. Louis, but you can also go to stlsoundproject.com where you can buy tickets for the show, find out about the shows, and buy the book.
And you can follow it on Facebook as well, St. Louis Sound on Facebook. And that's where we put outtakes of silly pictures of us and of maybe band shots, live shots of things going on around town.
Yeah, because you guys kind of joined together for this book, and now since then have kind of become great friends.
Yeah, well, we're spending a lot of time together sitting next to each other. So yeah, it's good. It's good that we like each other.
You definitely should check out their book, especially if you like music or just want to know more about what's going on in St. Louis and the history of the St. Louis music scene. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and you, of course, can check. Oh, there's some fun pictures of you.
Oh, yeah. I do not play the banjo in real life. Guess
And
what?
I do not play the bass.
I love it,
You
though.
look like it.
Look how much fun they're having. Of course, you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop us a line right here at the Daily Mix at stltv.net. We want to hear from you. We're going to keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis. Bye.